do you feel like DJ has improved over the summer? In what ways?
Yeah, I thought the first practice was one of his better practices since he's been here. I just think comfort level with the system. I think he's put in a lot of time in the off season, watching film from the spring, cut-ups from the previous seasons, where I just think he's much more comfortable timing routes with the receivers, where he's not thinking so much. He's just able to go out there and compete and play. And I just think you could see his confidence level jump yesterday after making a couple plays. That was really good to see. Really pleased with that.
What sort of, in terms of Ben and nuance, because he's been here 3 years, what nuance are you seeing in terms of improvement?
I think Ben's just playing. He's playing a little bit faster. You know, I think he's done a nice job spending some time with those guys in the weight room, becoming a little bit more flexible, more agile when he needs to move off of his spot. I thought the first couple days it was good to see him, when things broke down, kind of extend the play, and he did that at times last year. But that's something we kind of challenged him on. That's been kind of maybe one of his limiting factors in the past, but that was good to see.
Arm looks strong.
Arm looks strong, yeah. It's coming out, yeah.
Stronger than maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
Is that not? It's not sort of strength, but just body position and all that sort of stuff. Or?
Yeah, I just think he's had a great off season, got his core stronger, and he had a really good summer. Those strength coaches were raving about the way that he worked, and got his body in good shape this summer.
When you look at Ben and he was the guy for 8 games last year, and then you bring in DJ and kind of the situation he's been put in, how have you seen him kind of handle everything that's been thrown at him and handle the quarterback battle that's in front of him?
Yeah, he's handling it the same way he was last year when I think he started the season as the number 3. Mm-hmm. He just he loves this place, and he just keeps kind of his head down and goes to work every day and keeps competing. And I think that's kind of the attitude he had when we told him that we were bringing DJ in at the end of last season. Was, Coach, I love this spot. I love the guys on this team, and I want to keep working, and I want to earn a spot.
Do you think this level of competition, this quarterback competition, has kind of helped Ben, help DJ out with some of the mechanics, their motions that they're going through when they're behind the pocket? How do you think it's kind of helped them out with these last 7 months?
I think competition helps in every position and everything. Like those guys, it forces you to be on top of your game every day, from in the position meetings, answering questions, weight room, and off-season competing, just everything you do around here. It's just going to elevate your level of play. Those guys have done a great job handling it. Working with each other. Ben's been helping him out. Those guys are talking in between plays when they're not in. And, it's been fun to watch.
Speaking of the competition in that room, just how much fun has it been for you to kind of see the room develop throughout the past year, heading into another fall camp, where you feel like you got a quarterback? You got a quarterback from the transfer portal, you got a quarterback returner, you got a young quarterback that's showing a lot of talent. Just how fun has it been to you to kind of coach this entire group now heading into fall camp?
No, it's been great. I mean, the room is just, I've got a great group of guys first, and then like you said, the talent level with bringing DJ, the experience he's got, Ben having doing some good things for us, playing a bunch of games last year, and then Aiden Childs. Aiden is a special talent. Did a lot of really good things in the spring, and he's still got some learning and some stuff to iron out here this fall camp. But it's a fun group to work out, and just you kind of look at the level of, okay, here's where we're at and where we can be, and how they can elevate the offense. And I think that really excites the staff.
Do you go into fall camp with a completely open mind with who the starter will be?
Yeah, that's where we're at right now,
yeah.
and all 3 of those guys will. It's been DJ and Ben taking a majority with the first couple groups, the first couple days, but we're going to get Aiden in there as well, and they'll all get some turns with that first unit. We'll put them through a bunch of different situations. We'll see who steps up.
What were your thoughts on that Aiden touchdown pass during 7-on-7s? It was a pretty beautiful rainbow pass. What were your thoughts when you initially saw it?
I felt good for him because he missed one yesterday, so on the same ball, overthrew it. So it was good to see him kind of get back on track, and he does a really nice job of just flushing a bad play. That's the one thing that's really stood out with him. I feel like, man, he's just got a cool attitude about the way confidence, the way he plays. If he makes a mistake, he's just coming right back and fluster him. And it was good to see him come back today and make that throw.
Obviously, the run game is a huge part of what you guys do. How do you feel about having 3 scholarship backs now with the departure of Jam?
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I mean, Jam was a good player and did a lot of good things. And he was, I feel like, getting a really good feel for our system, the concepts that we run. So it was disappointing. But I'm fired up about the three backs that we've got. I think Isaiah Newell came on at the end of last year, obviously with Damian and Fenwick, who played a ton of football and are physical, experienced backs. I love those guys. We just got to keep them healthy. I'd love to have a couple more of those guys, in the stable. But I like the group we got, and I'm fired up about the offensive line too.
What are you seeing from Damian right now? Obviously, in his freshman year, he had quite the impact on the Oregon State offense, and now heading into his sophomore season. How have you kind of seen him improve over these last couple of months, and what realistic expectations do you think he could provide on the court for you guys coming to the start of the regular season?
Yeah, I think the thing we've really challenged Damian is to grow as a complete player. He's obviously really talented with the ball in his hands, but challenging him, pass protection, understanding the scheme when we're going to use him out of the backfield in the pass game, and those are areas I think through the first 2 days it's been okay. He's flashed a couple times in those areas, and he's getting more comfortable when it's just not a run play going to him. But man, he's a special talent, and I think he can stay healthy. He's setting up to have a big time year for us.
When you look at Ben and what he brings to that race, like how would you evaluate his strengths, what he brings, and what does he need to do?
Ben,
over the next 3 weeks to
Ben, to me, the first thing is like experience in the system, and there's just a trust factor, between myself, him, Coach Smith.
Sure.
Like, man, this guy's been in the system now for 3 years. He knows. He's like a coach on the field. You just know that he's going to do what you're coaching him to do. And I think the thing for him is being able to make some of those plays that are maybe off schedule. That maybe it's like the protection's not perfect. It breaks down a little bit. Now I can extend. I can go make a play, and we can keep the chains moving. And then challenging him in the pass game to make some of those throws down the field and in some of those situations. And I thought he really kind of came on in the bowl game there, and he's just got to continue that momentum.
What did you think of Jemai East? Saw him get in with the first and second team a little bit. He obviously brings some size to that room. I think he can pick it up quickly.
Yeah, he's done some nice things. I think like any guy just coming in and his first 2 practices, he's thinking a lot. But man, it was good to see him. I think he was on a slant. BB was pressing him, and he had a nice release. Was physical at the line of scrimmage, got off, created some separation, and ran through the ball. I think it's just, man, spending a lot of time, away from the practice field, putting in time learning what we're doing and getting comfortable with it. And I think he'll be fine. I think he'll help us.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.